You're listening to Empire of Rust, the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast. Join the heroes of Cybertron as the last vestiges of Starscream's war take them to the far-flung colonies to defend the planet from distant threats and protect the Cybertronian Republic from the shadow of the Harmonium.
Welcome back to Empire of Rust, the first and greatest Transformers RPG podcast. This is episode 124, and instead of recording in the past, we are recording in the now. So it is September 23rd. You can believe it.
Yep.
September 23rd.
And if you believe it, I have a bridge to sell you.
Today is the National Great American Pot Pie Day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a holiday to get behind.
Yep. Huh.
It is also National Redhead Appreciation Day.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. So for the pot pies and the redheads in your life, today is the day.
I'm not even going to tell you where my brain went on that one.
We know.
Don't worry. It's an R-rated podcast. We're okay. Well, I don't have a pot pie story. I'm not going to ask you what your favorite pot pies are. Or am I?
Isn't
I
there
don't
only
eat them.
pretty much
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. I can't back this up with facts.
I don't eat those, yeah.
But I think since we bantered for so much on the last episode, I think we can just jump right on into this one.
Oh, can we?
What do you think?
I
Alright,
support
sounds
this.
good.
let's roll.
What did we do in the end of last session? That's right. You have a meeting with Windblade scheduled for today.
I love how Carapace is his own elevator. We have a map. And,
Yes, I would.
Yep. 2x2 squares, and Carapace is the taily taking up one of them, and the rest of us are in the other part.
Hey, big guy, we're at capacity here. You're gonna have to take the other one. Oh boy!
Stairs!
I just said take the other elevator. I didn't tell him to take the stairs. It's his fault.
But yes, it is noon. You have made it up to Windblade's office, who is she's in the former Starscream's former palace, and
So there's still grenade damage from when he blew up this fucking room.
Yep, there is.
Nice.
And as you get out of the elevator, you can see there's workers all around. This is a super chaotic scene. I haven't put these the extra people on the map there because they're okay. They're just there.
Were those the same two people that were there before?
You're getting ahead of me.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, so there's the damage from all of the the weapons fire that you guys did. There's blast marks and scorching all over the walls. There's just pieces everywhere. And as you exit the elevator and come around the corner to the main door into the presidential suite, you'll notice Arctic and Barricade, the two people you beat up when you went to go after Starscream.
I'm especially impressed considering that Wild Strike blew one of them into little pieces.
I got better.
Yeah. Hey. Holy collateral damage, Batman. Glad that worked out for you.
So yeah, the door is closed. The door looks new, and you have two guards over here at the desk.
Oh, it's you guys again. Listen. We don't want any trouble. We were just doing our jobs last time, all right?
Yeah.
And we just did ours too. Yeah, we just did ours too. Let's go.
All right. So we're cool, right? We're cool?
Yeah, we won.
Oh, yeah, we're fine.
Boo! Never mind.
Come on now, Magnum. That was not very nice. It was very funny, though, but not very nice.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Barricade will lean over to Arctic.
Hey, who's the chick over there?
Well, they're not talking to... They're not... Or he's not talking to us, so we're not answering.
Right.
You overhear it, Magnum.
I know. Yeah. All right. Forward.
And Arctic will answer. I don't know. Is this a new companion that you have? You know what? It is none of my business. Whomever you choose to spend time with. May we help you? Is there a reason you're here?
We have an appointment.
Let me go ahead and check the schedule. Yes. You do have an appointment. A legitimate appointment at this time. Let me go ahead and let you in. Boop. And the door opens.
Boom!
Oh God. Another funny joke there, Carapace.
That was more me.
That
was more me dealing with the shell shock because I literally took the full brunt of that thing.
That is true.
Yep. But that was in the next room, not this one.
I thought it was in this room.
Nope.
You got shot in the face when you went in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this room.
Oh, right. Okay.
The other one, we had set up the barricades that they were using as cover.
Yeah.
And we had placed them in front of the door to protect ourselves. And good thing we did because that's where the bomb was.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a lot of damage coming after whoever was first there. Probably you, Carapace. But you would have survived, I imagine. But that would have been a good chunk of hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done.
I imagine the ceiling is structurally sound at this point because I remember it was ready to collapse last time we left.
Yeah, you can see that they're still making repairs. There's like these pillars and braces for it now. So
if only we knew some Constructicons. Like you think of anything like Transformers are good at building shit, you know?
Yeah, I imagine so.
Because they're so good at breaking shit.
Kind of goes hand in hand.
Practice that way.
But yes, you can see that there are people, like there are a ton of people in the space. They look like just kind of typical like workers, administrators. There are a couple of bots that are still conducting repairs. But yeah, like I said, just a lot of activity, a flurry of activity that you're walking into.
All right, cross the lobby and into the office.
Go for it. Go ahead and move your characters up.
Can we walk through this, or is it a computer terminal there?
That is it's a raised computer terminal, about 3 feet or so, like a waist height.
So I have to walk around
that's where Magnum had controlled the satellite to get telemetry on Starscream.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I had to walk around it. I couldn't walk through it.
You could probably walk through it. You're big enough.
Just should you walk through it.
Also, anyone who's damaged, you would have had time to rest, so you can heal yourselves if you'd like.
What about Wild Strike?
Well, he's all right now.
As opposed to all left. I'll put a laugh track in there. Don't worry, I'll take care of this.
Oh no,
I wasn't worried.
Okay, so yeah, you get to the door. It will slide open to admit you. It is a brand new door. You can still see that there was some blast scarring on the floor that hasn't been cleaned up just yet. And in Windblade's office, she's missing windows, but the framework is at least repaired. And you can see her standing in front of the open window, just kind of gazing out over over Cybertron.
I like what you've done with the place.
You mean you like what we've done with the place?
He likes what we've undone to the place.
Magnum, Sweet Spot, Carapace, it is good to see you again. Please, come in. And who is this?
Spindrift.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a complicated
All right.
You
question.
hear me take a deep breath and a calming sigh.
It's a long story.
Yeah, maybe we should like decide in advance like how to handle introductions in general, because this is going to happen a lot.
True.
If I may ask, and no offense intended to you, Spindrift, but what happened to Wildstrike?
It just gets more complicated.
he's here in spirit.
Yes, in spirit. I have personally spoken with him.
She'll kind of like lean over to you there, Magnum.
Can I be candid around her? Do I need to watch what I say?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
From your lips to Wild Strike's ears, don't you worry.
All right. This is highly irregular, but I will trust that you know what you're doing.
I should say every time I heard that, well, maybe I could get some cigarettes or something. Maybe.
Damn,
You'd have one
you'd
check.
be one rich spot.
Please, sit down. Magnum, I sent a data packet to you the other day. I trust that you've had a chance to review it.
Yes, I appreciate that. It does look like Starscream did know what was going on. Just, let's see, hold on.
I'll answer any questions you may have, but Magnum, why don't you go ahead and summarize the contents? I'm sure you have a greater understanding of the context than I do.
Certainly, so it looks like this colony called the Harmonium was, let's see. Well, we got some records from Starscream's reign, and interestingly, he funded Cybertron first to start off with. I guess we shouldn't be surprised about that. Although he stopped funding them once they started blowing things up, as far as I can tell. Quick switch.
Yes, it did seem like he was attempting to be a legitimate ruler and to help fund a lot of the programs to rebuild the city and the populace. But once it turned into a terrorist group, he pulled government funding very quickly.
Yeah, there's a lot of vanity projects in here, I'll tell you. So, when he found out about Quickswitch found out about this crystal, which I think is the one that I have, right? Is it the same thing?
It is specifically Star Runner's memory crystal.
Yeah. So he found...
That's a deep pull, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'd actually probably need to do some rolls soon for that, too.
That's right, you do. You actually need to do that for the level up, and we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, so they found it long time ago, this memory crystal, and it has Star Runner's path, and the furthest house he went is a place in a system called Quantinium, and I have a map of it as well, which I will share with everyone. It had a mechanical civilization on it. It looks like there was a Titan there and some cities, and that they were very warlike and expansionist. This is incredibly far away, so getting there by ship could take years. There's no hyperspace there, and there's some sort of Arianis Gulf. I don't know much about it, but it's kind of difficult. It looks like the space bridge is the only way to get there quickly. But I think that's apparently what they were worried about, because I guess they're very aggressive. And he found a matching set of Starscream found a matching set of coordinates from Metroplex. So, as far as we could tell, Starscream didn't send anyone or anything or any communications through there. And that's where the information stands.
So the map that Magnum has is taken directly from Star Runner's memory core, and it traced out the path that he took as he was exploring the galaxy from Cybertron. And the map is written in a very ancient form of Cybertronian, and a lot of the place markers that he used during his exploration really don't have any relevance to modern star charts. It was a much older time. But Quickswitch was able to track his path through the galaxy, and Starscream extrapolated those coordinates from where the logs end, where his star maps end, to a location in real space now. And he found out that Metroplex has a space bridge that there's a bridge that can connect to a Titan somewhere in that area.
So you want us to go through the portal and make contact with the Harmonium?
Essentially, yes. We don't know what's over there right now. We don't know if anything even exists there, and we don't know the status of the colony if it's still around. We simply don't have any information. We know that Quickswitch was worried about a warlike colony, and Starscream shared his concerns. But in all the information I've seen, there is nothing to indicate that the colony either A, still exists, or B, is still on the same path that the two of them feared. What we need is a threat assessment.
Okay.
Except the only way to get there is a really, really obvious way. You can't sort of really see if you're going through a space bridge.
Well, I guess that's the idea. It's a space bridge, the whole sky opens up and it's obvious to everybody on the planet, or is it a subtle thing that's just like a Stargate where hey, if this thing's underground, it could just be totally unseen?
Yeah, it's more like a Stargate situation.
Okay. So, I guess I'll let everybody else have their initial thoughts of practicalities, because I already have plans coming into my head, but most of mine are pretty violent, so.
Well, if Starscream and Quickswitch were aware of this threat but didn't do anything about it, there could only be two reasons for that. Number one, they were afraid to provoke them, or number two, they were hoping to use or ally with them somehow, and may have already begun those negotiations.
I got the impression that Quickswitch was just worried.
Is there any record that the bridge from Metroplex has been used to go there?
There's no record that it was ever opened to those coordinates.
Okay. So, I think that we're actually a really good group for this. Ironically. Which, it surprises me.
Well, of course we are.
I mean, we're one, expendable. Two, we have a diplomat, a scientist, a warrior, and whatever the fuck you are.
You gonna take that, Spindrift?
Yep.
Yes.
That's accurate.
So I guess I try to think of what's the win, what's the worst. That's kind of where I'm trying to plan. The win is we go through, Sweet Spot rolls a really good diplomacy check, and all of a sudden we have an ally with, a powerful new robotic race. Cool. Neutral is we go there, everybody is dead, and this is actually not an issue. Okay, cool. Worst case, they're totally rearing to go. They're way more dangerous than we are. And now that they know that the door can be opened, they're ready to go through the door. So we need to be prepared to destroy their side of the bridge. So we should go through with that. Because even if we just walk there and it's hey, there's 1,000 guns pointed at us, and we go, hey, we knew this was coming. Boom. Okay, new campaign. Congratulations. Or worst case, we just blow it up and then we spend, what you said, years flying back. I mean, what's a few years to us? I mean, trust me, I don't want to be caught in a ship listening to Sweet Spot for years. But
Oh, come on now.
Oh, no, depending on how bad it goes, Sweet Spot could be the ship.
oh,
Yeah.
God.
Just think about that for a minute.
Oh, no.
Well,
no one wants that.
Good question. If Metroplex detects an incoming connection, can he tell where it's from? Can he prevent it from opening? Is it completely under control? Out of control?
That's not really the way space bridges are designed to work.
Why?
Why? Plot. That's why.
I know.
Wheeljack is working on some defensive measures, but in the end, the point of the space bridge is for unrestricted transportation. Bear in mind, Carapace, that the space bridges were created in a simpler time, when civil war wasn't the norm.
War is always the norm. We just pretend that it isn't.
Maybe for you it wasn't.
You're asking us to go ahead and make contact with an aggressive expansionist culture and essentially show them the doorway back here.
I want you to find what's there. If it's an aggressive expansionist culture, then I would hope that you would prevent them from coming to us. If it's nothing, then great.
Okay.
If it's an ally, then excellent. We could use more allies.
So, destroying the space bridge is an option, if that's the case.
If you can manage it, then yes.
I think we can manage that.
We're good at breaking things.
Well, especially if, we have Wheeljack, right now, we have the entire backing of the power structure of Cybertron behind our machinations. So if we're like, hey, bring us the experts, how do we destroy this thing if it needs to be destroyed? Then have them talk to Magnum, and then Magnum will fuck it up somehow on the other side. But at least we have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
But not to be the mercenary here, we should have some backing when it comes to this sort of thing. If we're going through this thing, we're going to need to be stealthy, and a lot of us are not stealthy. So we need some way to make those of us that are not stealthy. We're going to need to be able to do long-range scanning and communication. We can't just say, hey, there's no one around, I guess we're good. It's like, no, we need to get into orbit, scan the entire thing, likely the system or neighboring systems. Do we have a means of doing that? I know I can't.
I am pretty certain Magnum is that. Is it not you?
He's got a range, but not... yeah.
Not exactly planetary, I'm afraid. Not yet, anyway. But some accessories.
I don't know. I heard you got to be a bigger building.
What?
I'm sorry. That was insensitive of me.
Hey, guys, she's been listening to the banter.
Yeah. And let's assume that it is, again, a very aggressive thing, and we have to fight. We need to be properly, ready for war, so to speak. So, just something to consider.
A, we need bigger scanners. A, B, suitable weapons. C, stealth augmentation. D, how to destroy a space bridge in 3 easy steps. What G? Maybe it's 7. Yeah, 7. Yeah, we need a protocol for communicating. We'll send something just send a little colored card through the space bridge, and you have to have 3,000 soldiers on this side. So if it opens up and we don't give the signal, that means something bad is going to happen. They are at a choke point.
We should have a contingency for let's say we do need to, I want to survive this. So let's say we go there, we have to blow up the space bridge and then make our way back. How do we plan on doing that? Relying on Sweet Spot?
Gradually, apparently. I don't think we can fit the Metallicus through. or the Silver Haven. Though that would be nice.
Through the space bridge? Is that possible?
No, you would know that a space bridge is way too small for that. A space bridge could fit a combiner fairly comfortably, but anything bigger than that, it's just not going to work. Don't forget that the space bridge that you guys found fit into the Metallicus' hull.
Did the Metallicus ever get back?
Yeah.
Didn't we didn't there was the giant one that we woke up that was the station, and it was like, I'm going to Cybertron. And then
Landslide.
Did Landslide ever make it?
I got some plans for him.
Okay, that's great. And one other thing, and then I gotta use the bathroom real quick. Apologies. Before we go through, speaking of combiners, we should figure out if we can combine with whatever the fuck you are. And we should probably get Legionnaire in on this. If he's around.
Agreed with Legionnaire. What if we were to apply mass shift technology to a non-living ship? Would we be able to shrink one down to take with us?
I'm not certain about that, but I could pose the question to Wheeljack.
I'm getting the impression that faster than light is still going to be slow.
Right, I'm just thinking of contingencies in case A, we come through and it's a big cluster F. We have to blow up the bridge to save everyone else here on Cybertron. And B, what if something were to happen to me? You'd all be stranded. It'd be nice to have a backup to our backup.
I mean, I'm used to doing things like on-site acquisition of resources, but you guys aren't. If there's ruins...
We don't know what technology they have.
Exactly. So it's just we should have some sort of planned contingency. Even if that includes, bringing in, industrial grade 3D printer on the other side so that we can take natural resources and over time build a ship that we can come back. I mean, we are literally a transforming super technology. It's probably something that we could do.
You can make a sense motive check, those of you who have it and want to.
Quick question. If bad stuff starts coming through the space bridge, can it be powered off?
From Metroplex side?
Yeah.
Yes. You think if they really did want to just stop any incoming traffic, that you could just effectively break it off and ensure that it's not powered or anything. It's not like it gets power from the other side or anything like that. It still needs to be powered on this side. But that you would also know that it would also isolate Cybertron from the rest of the colonies.
Yeah, I mean that's sort of like the definite sort of.
You feel that they would do that if a attack was imminently incoming. But that would also mean isolation. So it's
a last resort type of move.
Exactly. Yeah. So sense motive on Windblade and her her intent on this.
I'm looking at this map. There are actual places called Cuddlex, Lovetopia, and Gigalopolis.
That is correct.
Okay. Why aren't we going there?
Well, did you see the notation on it?
Yes. Sounds awesome.
Listen, one of them has bears, and that's the best one.
Cuddle bears. All right, sense motive. I get a 31.
A 31. All right, cool.
32.
32. All right. Okay. The two of you kind of see the underlying motivation for Windblade. She's primarily doing this because she needs allies.
Okay.
So there's five colonies right now. There's Division, Eucharis, Caminus, Velocitron, and now Earth. Even though Earth is not technically a colony of it, it's still part of the Confederation. But out of those 5 planets, Starscream was responsible for bringing in Division and Eucharis, while Windblade was responsible for bringing in Caminus and Velocitron. So those planets have a particular loyalty to the bot that helped bring them into the Confederation. Earth was brought in by Prime, so it doesn't really have it's kind of neutral in it. They don't have a particular love for either Windblade or Starscream. So she's looking for a colony to bring in, or some allies to bring that'll help tilt the balance and tilt the scales more in her favor, because right now she's a little bit stalemated in Cybertron, because a lot of support was kind of just going like either way on it. So she's having a tough time getting everyone on board with her policies. She's hoping for an ally to help push the scales in her direction.
Okay.
So, and you think that it's probably causing her to be a little bit, I don't want to say reckless, but a bit more impatient about getting it done. Mm-hmm. Whereas naturally it would be a more like, hey, let's go ahead and take a few weeks or a few months or even a few years to send a ship and just let them do it kind of thing. But, like the urgency of it for her is kind of there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. That's why she's willing to take a risk.
Exactly.
You all might die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.
We all might die.
Exactly.
I'm curious what the colonies like Starscream are doing now that Starscream's dead. I was going to say, are they just opposing her just on principle?
Not necessarily opposing, but certainly making her justify every action, mm-hmm. and kind of grilling her over on everything she wants to do. Kind of like the American political system, So, again, not necessarily opposing, but
making it difficult for her.
Hindering more than helping.
Okay.
You fully think that the Division and Eucharis would support Windblade if it came down to the defense of Cybertron or the defense of any of the planets. Mm-hmm. It's just
for the day-to-day stuff. It's just as much red tape as possible, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Obviously the existence of the Harmonium was something that we didn't know about, but this could be something like part of like a Fate Weaver prophecy, and she's just sitting there going, yes, they're finally coming to do it. So I'm just curious, like, do you have anything to add to this?
Do I know anything about them?
Yes.
I'm asking Mike because I don't know personally.
No,
okay.
You are as much in the dark on this as Carapace is.
I don't believe you.
It's unknown to me. This is the first I'm hearing about them.
So you've never heard, the Fate Weavers have never heard of the Harmonium?
The Fate Weavers may have, but I haven't.
Right. I feel like I'm being very nice.
Windblade will lean over to Magnum.
I'm sensing some competitiveness between the new girl and Carapace. Is there something I should know?
No, it's hostility is the word you're looking for.
Listen, we don't have the bear. We're
Okay. I mean,
perspective here.
Yeah, it's perspective.
I don't know if I was ever able to convey my sympathies for the loss of Denizen.
Carapace.
I love this game.
So, I guess we've given you our list of sort of resources and ideas. What do you say about that? And how long do you need to get everything together?
As quickly as I can have my aides put together the equipment, then I will do it. I don't see any particular problem. These resources are all well within our capabilities. If you're asking for a fleet of warships to accompany you, I'm afraid that's not possible.
Do we have
any? How about a fleet of small warships? Little warships.
Do we happen to have any weapons that allow us to cause a star to go supernova in case we need to wipe out the entire system?
Not portable ones, sorry.
Damn it.
I mean, I shouldn't have said that.
Reading the back docs. Okay, Genesis, it dies inside.
And yeah, you get...
It's just a hole, right? Because we can't close the door. We can't shut it up at one end. There's nothing smart about it coming to and from. No control whatsoever, I gather. So it's either on or off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it really is just like, wait, it opens and you go through it. That's pretty much it. Again, plot device. That's all it is.
I was gonna say,
Just
wow,
be ready
man,
to shut it down.
those primes really had some forethought, didn't they? Yeah.
But yes, Spindrift. We can try to disconnect or power down the space bridge if something dangerous is coming through.
I guess that's the best we can do then.
Let's assume we actually meet people, and they're not immediately hostile, and they're curious. How close to the chest are we about where we come from and our capabilities and all that kind of stuff? Or are we like open book, like, you know?
I would prefer if you didn't reveal all the capabilities of the Confederation, but I would like you to open up diplomatic negotiations. Tell them of our technological advancements and medical arts. Things that might not seem threatening. Try to downplay the warfare part of that and keep the population numbers a secret.
Don't worry, we don't know what that is anyway.
If we can get an ally out of this, it'll be good for all of us.
Do we have something like a universal translator? Because it's very likely that they've derived hundreds, if not thousands, of different languages in the amount of time that they've been gone, so not everybody uses Space Common.
Spawman? We haven't had a space joke in a while.
Yeah. I mean, somehow I don't think Ba Weave Grana Weave Minivon's going to quite cut it, you know?
You'd be surprised. But yes, I think we can make that happen.
But we also don't know if the planet that we're going to necessarily has Energon. So we should probably have a means of doing it, assuming there's none. Like, we could be literally going to a black rock.
I still have some stuff I borrowed from Earth.
I don't know what that means.
Solar-powered bot recharging equipment and whatnot, that sort of thing.
Okay.
What if the star isn't close enough?
Yeah, we have no idea what we're going into. Like, we could appear in an asteroid belt. You know, it's just like...
If there's nothing over there, then just make certain that you have enough energy to power the bridge back. If the bridge makes a connection there, then it'll be able to make a connection back. There's very little chance of being stranded there if there's no threat.
I mean, could we do a thing where, like, in a week, we want you to reopen the bridge from your side? Like, give us a week to kind of deal with stuff. What if the off chance we get on the other side and it's like, it's totally inoperable from our end? You know, and then it will never be repairable, but it can be open from this end. Like, is it like, you know, should we have some sort of protocol for that? I'm just thinking of the mistakes I saw at Stargate, and, you know, like, that we could undo, you know.
Fair enough. And I won't belabor like the point either. You know, she is going to be like very like willing to help you out with everything. So effectively, you know, like the things that you're asking for are all reasonable and perfectly fine. Effectively, what I want you to keep in mind that is that you're you need whatever it is you're bringing with you. You need to be able to bring it with you, one time through the space bridge. It can't be a ship, obviously, because it's just going to be too big for that. But anything that you could, like let's say for example, like Magnum, if you were to transform to like your previous size building load, like that 3x3 square, like anything that you could fit into yourself on there, which is a good amount of stuff, you could fit in, and you could have that available to you. So if you need some stealth gear or something like that, you can do that. If you need like a portable like 3D printer, you can bring that as well. Like it would take you a while to print off enough material to like build a ton of shit, but that the option is there for it. So again, as long as it's reasonably small and compact, whatever you need, you can bring it with you.
Okay.
Universal translators, yep, that's not a problem. Stealth gear, not a problem. 3D printer, not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, let me check my cargo capacity.
A weapon that blows up stars? No.
Hey, I had to ask. It's just
Sweet Spot's ego, we're gonna have to leave that behind.
Ooh. That was mean.
But it was accurate.
Don't worry, I said Sweet Spot's ego, not Adam's. Adam's a very humble man.
Ambassador Sweet Spot, you've been very quiet over there. Do you feel comfortable in a first contact scenario?
Oh, I believe that I've handled several first contact situations. Most of them have turned into combats, but I'm fairly confident that I can handle this one with some degree of success.
Your optimism is overloading my, or is it my credulity circuits, maybe?
I don't see how.
Sweet Spot's a liar!
Well, we've always known that.
Actually,
Ambassador, I would like to present you a gift.
And she walks over to a bookcase to the side of her office there. Takes her a data pad.
she's gonna shoot me.
Diplomacy for Dummies. Volume 1.
Ooh.
Is this an Earth gift?
Yes, it is an Earth gift, yes. The last time I was there, I downloaded an entire series called Whatever for Dummies.
And did you...
I myself have knitting for dummies.
What is
it? What is a dummy? Yeah, what is a dummy?
I'm not quite certain. It doesn't translate very effectively. It can mean anything from a cool person to an idiot.
I'm going to infer
I'm thinking somewhere in the middle.
meaning as being somewhere closer to idiot.
See, I don't get that from the title. Maybe it's a translation issue.
Quite possibly. But you found
I think
it
it's a
in
translation
read.
from do me, does this make me look
Stop
cool?
saying doo-doo.
Yeah, it's French, I think. No, do.
Diplomacy,
Yeah.
do me.
Is it, do it yourself. Yeah, something like that. It looks cool anyway. No hablan inglés.
Well, Mrs. President, I am quite honestly terrified that I'm going to make a huge mistake upon this mission, which is why I'm certain I will do everything within my power not.
That is the best any of us can hope for, Ambassador. Is there anything else I can answer for you? I'm sure you're going to need some time to get prepared, but I'd like this mission to go as quickly as possible.
What dirt did Starscream have on all of us?
I don't want to say yes. I'm sure he did. Per the official presidential records, so I'm sure that whatever it was in his personal memory or some off-site storage.
Okay, so assuming you actually found access to that because you're using diplomacy speak, so, like, lay all the cards on the table. If you have access to it, I want it.
No, what she's saying is that if there is something, it's like some off-site thing that he was doing personally that she does not know about.
Okay, well, she didn't. That last phrase is the one that was important about it. She didn't know about it. If you find out about it, like, I want you to be proactive in your, pursuit of this sort of thing for us. Like, I don't want us to be like, well, you didn't ask. And it's just like, no. I want you to be offering this sort of thing.
Proactive NPC? I don't know.
Right? She's the president. Like, if you can't ask them, then who can you ask,
Very well. That is perfectly okay. We searched through Starscream's quarters, but we didn't find anything unusual there. But I am sure he didn't store anything sensitive like that there, but I will...
Can we look through it? We said that we tend to find things that most people don't.
They're my quarters now. Yeah, you can look through them if you like. Yes, Carapace. You can go and look through my bedroom if
How
you like.
How did you get the steak out? Oh my god!
Oh, it still smells like afterburners.
Can we requisition Ironhide to come with us?
He's a combiner.
No, I need Ironhide.
Okay, just saying.
I think he's hiding.
Not in irons, though.
Yes, thank you.
Ouch.
All right. Then I'm going to turn on my montage music, and we're going to get at it.
All we need is a montage.
We need to make a pact. Every time an NPC makes a horrible joke, we take him out.
Oh, that would leave a trail of bodies behind us. I'm not necessarily against this, but... Okay, you're not allowed to be fucking likable, Mike, okay? You're not allowed to do that, okay? Just... Let me... Get out of my head. Seriously.
We haven't even combined together. We'll say it takes about 2 days or so to make all of the preparations. So if you do have anything you want to do in those 2 days, and if you do have some more skill training you want to do, and you're not doing anything else, then go ahead and feel free to do that. What'll happen is at your headquarters. I'm sure you have a headquarters, but I'm sure it's still in the basement of the ISS building. It's ridiculous. Heroes of Iacon, and you still have a basement in the office in the basement.
Well, we're civil servants.
Maybe I should get you some
we have an office?
Better offices.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Actually, I don't think he has either.
Yeah, they broke into it in episode 6, remember?
Yeah. When we got it, I think Carapace was off on like a side mission. He was out for a couple of sessions.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was that when I discovered the green spark?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
way back then.
Oh. Long time ago.
Call back.
Yeah. How is Planet Runner doing? Velocitron. Gravitas, yes, thank you.
Navitas?
Gravitas.
Yeah, how is Navitas
That's what I
doing?
said. Navitas. Navitas is he's doing pretty well. He's keeping pace with everything. They're trying to keep pace with
Hopefully.
him. Redesign the city around him.
It must be so weird trying to walk around and conduct business on a running city.
Well, it's kind of like when you're on a boat. You kind of get used to it. It's like you're moving at the same speed that it's moving. Yeah, you don't even notice those differences anymore.
I think the main thing right now, everything is going to be in tunnels, because there's no flat surfaces on the outside to build stuff on right now, so you just have to wander around in tunnels and stairs and hallways and things like that on the inside of his body, I guess.
Okay, so over the next 2 days, package after package arrives at your office. things like stealth equipment to help with help with visuals and with audio. A small 3D printer shows up as well. All the things that you were asking for, like a pack of universal translators, just preloaded with all of the known languages throughout the Cybertronian Confederation and the larger Galactic Council. So hopefully one of them is going to work if you find some actual, some aliens there and someone who doesn't speak your language. Also, it could be fairly useful if you're just trying to have a conversation with people who are coming to Cybertron, especially humans, because like all the various languages that they speak.
Any access to like Mark III personal upgrades? Yeah, mostly for just like whatever is the thing that we're going to do, like a charisma one for sweet spot, like an intelligence one for.
What's the level cap for that one?
14.
14. Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
Can they get me? Can they get us some? Two questions. Can they get us some unlimited distance comm units? And is unlimited distance really unlimited distance? Could we call Cybertron from there?
Not that unlimited. I think I don't know. The whole idea of an unlimited like range comm is kind of stupid. System wide, I'm okay with, but like once you start getting like thousands of light years away, like that's ridiculous.
I mean, quantum entanglement technically would do that,
Yeah, I looked up a quantum pad. It's only system wide though. Even though there's no reason for it to be that short, Well, the trick, the trick with the quantum entanglement thing is that you actually have to like do the entanglement and then take the thing to the place, and only then would that entanglement happen. Like it has to get there in the first place. Yeah, there's an item called a quantum pad, which is basically like a really slow texting device, like 15,000 or something like that for one, and it's completely untraceable because it works by entanglement and uses it's technically system wide according to Starfinder.
Okay.
Think about getting one of those, although they're really slow to use. Anyway, yeah. I'm done.
Over the next 2 days, packages upon packages arrive, and you, I imagine, probably Magnum, since it's going to be stored in your alt mode, I imagine you are going to be like the one who's like cataloging and arranging and getting everything kind of set up and like packed together in such a way where it's nice and easily accessible, and you can just kind of pull it with you. Maybe you even put together like a little like floating drone or something like that to help carry all this stuff like with you in something. So either way, I'll let you make that decision as to like how you're going to approach that. And 2 days later, you and everyone here, you head on over to Windblade's office. And
are all of you set and ready to go?
Yep.
Aye, aye. Madame Presidente.
Yes.
Let's go make history.
Sweet spot. I need to hear a confirmation from you. It's going to be a dangerous mission, and I don't want to make assumptions.
I'll sit it out. No, actually, I did want to ask Windblade before going if I had any power to offer anything to them should they be peaceful.
Yes, diplomatic
Make
power.
a sense motive.
The old
a good
sense
question.
motive trick.
Did they write up a treaty for
Yeah.
us?
Sense motive coming. Sense motive is a 21. Yep, get a 21.
Oh, that is close enough that I actually have to roll. Ooh, okay, hold on here.
Ambassador, I don't want you to promise anything just yet. I would like to be the one to do any negotiations.
Well then, in lieu of that, may I, if they are proving to be peaceful, may I extend an invitation for a diplomat of theirs to return with us.
That is a good idea, yes.
Alrighty.
Anyone else who has a sense motive who overheard this part of the conversation can roll it.
Okay.
If you're not interested, then you don't need to worry about it.
39.
100.
Thank goodness.
Clearly, we have a very charismatic spider in our parlor.
You mean wise?
I got a 34.
And we have a very wise parlor around our spider.
Okay. Spindrift, you can understand what she's saying. Magnum, you do not. You hear what she's saying, and you think that it's exactly what that is. But Spindrift, you recognize that she is jockeying for a position of power in this case, and she probably feels that if Sweet Spot is the one to make the initial discussions and negotiations, that she's going to lose out a bit on this.
I knew that.
Okay.
I was going to say that was what's happening.
Yeah. Now that she's in office, she becomes a politician in power.
She was before.
Yeah, but we were dealing with candidate Windblade at the time and different things.
Right, and you're not getting like an evil vibe. You're not getting like a only me kind of vibe. But
she's not twisting her mustache, But
right, but she's looking for opportunities to advance her cause, and this is certainly one of them.
She's guarding her power. Now, if she's not going to give me license to negotiate on behalf of Cybertron, I believe it would be in my best interest to negotiate for Velocitron.
Velocitron?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to...
She is...
But I'm keeping that to myself.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk to Lord Scourge, because I'm like, I'm not a Velocitronian. I'm not a Velocitronian, I'm not a Cybertronian. It's just like, I would like to have a conversation with him at some point, but that probably might be better ORP stuff, so.
Sure.
I don't want to waste too much time today.
And she is president of Cybertron, not president of Velocitron, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let us head down to the space bridge inside Metroplex. That way there's more security and less prying eyes.
Let's go down to the space bridge. Let's go down to the space bridge. Let's all go to the space bridge and take a space ride.
And yeah, you all pile into the elevator and head down into Metroplex's secure sections.
Let's find a bigger space bridge. Let's find a bigger space bridge. This is quite a tight space bridge. Somebody let the carapace out.
You get down to the embarkation room, and Wheeljack is there and is ready to connect. Good luck there, bots. I trust you got all the stuff I sent you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, we get that thing you sent us.
One point that I would like to bring up, just because it's like, we always forget that we're actually carrying this thing, but I don't think that we should be carrying the religious artifact that we have currently.
Agreed.
Just saying, it's like...
I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah. That's a very bad.
Doesn't give a shit. Patrick thought I should mention it on the off chance that, that's somebody who actually gives a shit about it. Like, personally, I would love to go in there, start transforming them into combiners, and then allow us to become gods because they worship us, They think we're the next prize, All
right, well, just tell me, what are you going to do with the Enigma of Combination, then?
Wheeljack, where we found it.
You going to give it to Wheeljack?
Do we trust?
Yeah.
I was thinking of putting it on the Steelhaven. They don't go in any of their rooms. So if I just wander around in the lower belly of it, lock it away in some box labeled sauerkraut energon or something like that.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like Patrick and Carapace don't care and want to. I think it would be hysterical if we brought it, but I mean, let's any one of you that actually gives a shit about this sort of thing would be like, wait a second, like we're literally bringing
So who was holding it? Was it Magnum?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. Well, then, unless one of you stops him, Magnum, it's your choice as to what you're going to do with it.
Yeah, I will take it to Steel Haven, but I won't tell anyone where it is until we have some privacy.
Okay.
I will fill in my immediate companions where it is, but I will put it in something that's not likely to be disturbed in there, and lock it up.
Okay.
In a box of pizza bites in the back of the lower freezer.
I was going to say like a very large case labeled Starscream's poetry.
Oh.
Yeah, but they might eject it into the sun. Yeah.
I know, right?
All right, noted. You will lock it up, and aside from you guys, no one else knows where it is.
I'll just put it. I'll put a big stamp that says like Lucky Strike on the side.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Hey, I'm the only one with lungs here.
Just don't invite.
Yeah,
don't invite anyone from Milwaukee there.
You don't want to invoke curiosity.
All right, so Wheeljack is there. You guys ready to go?
Ready to go. Fire it up, Wheeljack.
Yeah.
He'll go over to the control panel, type in a bunch of stuff, and all right, bots, hold on to your chassis. Here goes nothing. Boop. For a moment, nothing happens. And you think maybe it didn't want to connect, and then the whole circle lights up and portal activates. And you are standing in front of an active space bridge to who the fuck knows where.
Sounds appropriate.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, this is the moment. Yeah, that's the moment. Now is the moment.
We saw that was coming.
Oh, good.
Well done.
Good.
From the Secret Files of Teletran 1, Empire of Rust is written and GM'd by Michael Ordway. Detective Magnum and his partner Pythagoras are played by Matthew G. Ambassador Sweetspot, Councilman of Velocitron, is played by Adam H.U. The Decepticon Target Master, Wildstrike, and his partner Nyko are played by Mike M. And Carapace, the Beast Warrior of Primitive Eucharis, is played by Patrick Finn. Additional characters are played by Michael Ordway, Brandon Ouellette, and Charlotte Chapman. Outro narration by Derek Bixby. Empire of Rust is supported by the humans and networks of planet Earth, whose online networks provide access to libraries of sound effects and music such as Storyblocks, Zasplat, Blue Zone, Pixabay, Paper Yellow Music, and Dark Fantasy Studios. We are distributed by the Transmissions Podcast Network. Stay up to date with all the latest news and reviews in the world of the Transformers by going to transmissionspodcast.com or searching the Transmissions wherever you get podcasts. You can communicate with the heroes of Cybertron by joining us on the Transmissions Discord channel. There you can discuss episodes, talk to the cast, and download the rule set used in Empire of Rust. Teletran 1, signing off.